be chilling tonight. I need to feel tonight, man. Hey, man, where my radio, man? Yeah, let's go. I need you to turn that up. Damn it, tonight. Turn on the radio. You and I turn on the radio. Yeah.
Pull the way up like we in a club. Fly flashy, grown classy, so turn it up. Saturday mornings, no walk of shame, we fresh up. 950 lounge, that's my guilty pleasure. I don't miss my favorite show, I put everything on hold. Work the baby, even the babysitter know. When 950 come on, don't bother. I'm locked in 10 to 1, no problem. Turn on the radio. You and I turn on the radio. Yeah.
We got some brothers here that, like I said, man, if you follow the hip-hop trend of life and music, they right there at the top. One of my favorites. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome. They're doing their last show tonight at the Blue Note. I think they're lying. I hope they're lying. But ladies and gentlemen, welcome, Stetsasonic. What's going on, fellas?
Yeah. Peace to the gods of earth. Peace to the Martian Americans.
Daddy Yo, Fucon, my man Bobby Simmons, man. This is a pleasure because I know y'all rocked the mic this morning, very early morning.
Yeah, man.
And to be here shows the professionalism and the quality of you guys as men, so I thank you for that.
Yo, let me ask you something, man. You ever saw a Stetsasonic show?
Not live, no.
Yo, so you coming down tonight or what?
If I can call...
Are there shows that's not live?
On YouTube. That's an oxymoron, Daniel.
You gotta be in the building, man.
If I can clone myself
I know
between
you won't be in town.
AC and New York, I would do it, Bob.
Do it, man. Come on, man. You gotta see.
You already been invited, bro. So you know it's on. It's your call.
It's open, man. You gotta come see it.
It's your call, and
I might have to stay in New York. I'm getting put on the spot on radio. On my own show, like that.
And remember, you representing DSN. So we gotta see if DSN gonna show Stet love.
He going to the Atlantic City. So get at him too. But any event, let me start with you, Daddy O, man. Like I said, obviously you guys are a legendary group, and Bob's always he's a friend of the show. Talk about how you guys got started, man, because in today's music, it's hard to get two people to stick around together. You guys had a whole unit.
Well, we're one of the Fat Boys probably before us, but we're one of the only rap acts to get a deal through a contest. We didn't have a demo. We won a contest, a citywide contest, 5 boroughs.
Wow.
Whooped everybody. And actually, first, second, and third place, all 3 labels wanted us. So first place was Sugar Hill. Second place was Tommy Boy. Third place was Lawrence Goodman and Pop Art. Shout out to Lawrence. So Tyrone Williams took us up to Sugar Hill. It was the funniest.
That sounds like it got a story behind it.
Yeah, because the Furious 5 was out there like they was on a movie set. They all had Benzes, drop top Benzes, niggas from the Bronx playing with a Frisbee. And then Melly Mel comes from the back with 2 white girls like, what's up, Daddy, yo? So they set it all up, and then the contract come back, it's 4 points retail. I'm like, nah. So we talked about it, and we like Tommy Boy because of the the b-boy element and the hip hop element. So but it was good. I mean, we learned a lot through that process.
No doubt. Now, Fu, you also was part of the Gravediggers.
Still am the part of the Gravediggers, representing Gatekeeper. You know what I'm saying? Peace to the Wu family. You know we in here representing, but right now it's Stetsasonic night, so I gotta show respect to my brothers.
No doubt. So what's the deal with this final show? I mean, you guys are still young.
That's Bobby.
Oh, Bobby. Okay.
Oh,
so it's Bobby's fault this is a final show.
You're the bloody glove.
Oh, okay.
All right. So I'm gonna go to you, Mr. Simmons.
Well, listen, I mean, you know, this is New
You
York.
that busy?
This
I know you got things going on, but you that busy?
It's New York City, man. We want to make sure that New York City understand that, you know, when we come to town, man, we want people to come out, show love and support. It's been a minute since they saw Stetsasonic live in concert, man, you know, the full-fledged band. So, you know, we say to everybody, man, if you want us, we'll be back. But, you know, you don't want us, you know.
Oh, so it's up to the people.
It's up to the people if you want us. You know?
I mean, you know, it's like we here representing hip hop. This is you talking about a hip hop band that originated from the beginning.
Right.
You know what I mean? So besides being pioneers or so-called legends, you know, we take the responsibility to still become teachers to the degree, whereas we still got to look out for the future generation and the young MC artists, male and female.
Right.
You know what I mean? But then again, we ain't lose a step lyrically.
Right.
You know what I mean?
None.
It's just that our crowd got
Zero.
older as we got older, so therefore, you know, you talk about the hip hop band.
He means he's serious.
Oh, I like this seat right here. I like this seat right here.
You know, and not to mention for Stet to do a show back in New York. When the last time New York seen Stetsasonic?
Yeah. Yeah. And
Or I even heard of Stetsasonic now that y'all already know where Stetsasonic originated from, and plus being part of the foundation of spreading this music throughout the globe.
Yes.
Now you guys mentioned about the demand. So let's talk about the demand. With today's hip hop world, it's a little bit different than it was before. We've been playing old school stuff, a lot of your stuff all through the show. Talk about the difference between 1987 and 2017 as it compares to being an artist in the music industry.
Take that one, Fruit. Go ahead, take that one.
I'll come after.
I say it like this, yo. Those who remember the beginning, you know, we all respect and pay dues to where it originated from the Bronx, but it came from New York, which represents all 5 boroughs. You know what I mean? To a degree, whereas the whole concept of hip hop was motivating the crowd, having everybody be in harmony and unity with kick basses and snares, regardless how it's manifested. You know, to a degree, whereas, you know, back then it was called hip hop and you had MCs. Today it's been converted to a degree where it's called rap and you have rappers. So therefore the concept of culture and the reality of the livelihood that we lived and we manifested that on records, you know, has done downgraded to a degree, whereas now information to a degree where material wealth is what's going to perpetuate this music, when that wasn't the beginning, you know. But then again, we lost control. We didn't claim it to a degree, whereas we allowed the corporation and we made a deal with the devil.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? To a degree, whereas now, you know, it's in their hands and they can control the puppets who they want to manifest whatever kind of music, ignorance, or whatever to the masses of our youth.
There's your difference.
You know?
Daddy?
I think that one of the things that people don't consider is something I call population, right? So it's facetious, but I use this argument and I say, when we first started doing this, it was 5 of us. Of course, it was more than 5. I mean, but it was like 5 of us. So when you talk about small amounts of people, of course, it's pure, right? You know, anybody that drives a Mercedes knows if you buy one today, it's no longer wood grain. It's now plastic that looks like wood, right?
Right.
And that's just based on mass production. But an older Mercedes is always going to be wood grain. So we were a lot purer then. And then it's just a population thing. I mean, the thing I'm happy about is, so the internet is the blessing and the curse. But the blessing of the internet for us is that now, if we mention Sunstar, you can listen to Gravedigger's song.
Right.
Right? Or see a video. If you mention Bobby, you can see Poontang. You know what I'm saying?
Wait, I'm done again.
He said, I'm glad you remember that.
But, you know, I mean, you know, I had an intern one time who, like, I wasn't listening to country music until I moved down south, but I had an intern, he just brought me his hard drive.
Yeah.
And, you know, I listened to everything, like, kind of in one whop, because he had it all. So that part is kind of cool, because even though you got whatever you got, you know, you still got us.
Yeah.
And we can now still be researched. Like I say, you know, one of the things I say all the time now that I never could say before, Google me.
Yeah, that's what I say to them all the time.
Yeah.
Now, Bob, you do a show, so you still working around a lot of young artists.
Yeah, I introduced a whole. I mean, even coming into the 21st century, a lot of artists, you know, came through my show. I mean, a lot, you know, a lot of people, you know,
Check it.
like a dude came up to me last night and he said, "Yo, man, I watch your show," and he said the first time I ever saw Eminem was on your show. And I said, yeah, I used to bring cats on my show when nobody knew who they were.
Right.
Daddy-O worked with Mary J. Blige in the beginning, but before that, nobody knew who Mary was. So I told Diddy, I told Puff, yo, just bring on the show and let's, she don't need no video right now.
Right.
It's just, that was my whole thing. So I like working with, young cats. There's a lot of new cats that I had on my show recently too. Me and Daddy-O just talked to K7. I had K7's son on my show.
Okay.
Who has a new project. So I'm always into giving these young kids, a moment to shine. Then I'm a clown too. If you whack, I'm gonna have you on anyway just so I can prove that you whack.
Next.
You know what I'm saying?
That not nice. That not nice. That not nice.
No, that is
Threw
nice.
away your mixtape. Why you sound doodle?
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? That is nice.
As long as
man.
you're not doing what Sugar them used to do, like if you whack, they beat your ass.
Oh, no. I do it to where they understand why you see the difference between us and them.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, there's a lot of problems. I mean, there was records that came out back in the day. Actually, I told you this before when we was on the show.
Yeah.
Years ago that Daddy-O and Fruit and Wise, that we were friends with a lot of the cats on the West Coast before most of them even know who Luke Skywalker was. Luke did our album. He did Miami Bass on the Info Gear album. And no one knew who Luke was.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But we gave those guys an opportunity because we liked what they were doing on that side. Ren and Wise and them were really good friends. And NWA had albums out that didn't even cross here.
Yeah,
yet.
Wise and Eazy-E was like this.
Yeah. So it's we always keep
Shout
our
out
ear.
Eric, right?
Yeah.
No
We always
doubt.
had our ear
Rest
to the
in
ground,
peace.
to a lot of the new artists and just new music in general.
Right.
So yeah.
Yeah, bro.
Oh, I was going to say, Daddy, we had Milk D on the show about a month and a half ago, and he said that you was a big part of
Made top
doing
billing with I got a rhyme for everything.
Yeah.
Made top billing with my man Milk D. Never did a pub. Nat still owe me money.
Well, that got the point across. Everybody got quiet. Like,
I got rhyme for everything.
Pay that man his money.
Should we take
No,
a commercial break?
I produced top billing. So Stetsasonic had this is when the Palladium was open and the Michael Todd room was there, and we had this release party, and Milk walked through. I remember Delight used to always come home. What was that night that you and Red Alert used to do at the Latin Quarter? It was Tuesday night?
No, that was Saturday nights.
Right, they used to do this
Saturday
Saturday night, and Red Alert used to play this record called I Like Cherries, and I had never heard it. And Delight used to always come home and sing it to me. I like cherries because cherries taste better and grapes. I'm like, what the hell are you talking about? He said, man, D, you got to hear this record. I said, is it rap? He's like, it's rap, but they be doing some weird stuff. So when I finally did go and I heard you guys play it, I was like, yo, this record is kind of crazy. So when we did our release party, I saw Milk and Light and all of them kind of walk through. And I was like, yo, if you ever need somebody to produce a record for you, I'm here. So, Milk, he was a little boy, all giddy. Daddy, I want to produce my record. Running, to that and whatever. So I started going out to Long Island. So I was making that album.
Right.
And I was making this A-side called Make It Funky. And I did this program on the SP12. And me, Nat, and Giz went upstairs to have a conversation. Milk stayed downstairs. And so Milk was downstairs, and he wanted to sample Impeach the President. But it was an SP12, so it was only a certain amount of time. So he put Impeach the President in the machine and pressed the button, and it kicked off my drum pattern. Now, he didn't stop there. He wrote the whole rhyme. We didn't know none of this. And then he ran upstairs. We thought it was a fire downstairs. Yo, you gotta come downstairs. You gotta come downstairs. And he runs the whole top billing down to us. And so we like silent looking at him. So he thought like, yo, was it whack? I was like, no, that shit is dope. He's like, should we make it like longer? I was like, no, this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna slip it on the B side. We ain't gonna tell nobody that we made it, and they're gonna think they found it. And it worked. And I said, we're going to get a ton of play.
Strategic marketing.
We're going to get a ton of play every day because we like the size of a PSA with this, like Top Billing's short. And on top of that, it sounded so good in the 4-track. We put that record out on. Top Billing is a 4-track record.
Wow.
And I mean, I tell people that all the time now. It's really about the song. You could go ahead with all your equipment because there's a ton of it now. But it's always still going to be about the song. If the song is there, it don't matter what you make it on.
Exactly.
But that's how hip hop was back in the days. It was about the lyrics and the song. It wasn't as much visual play for artists who just put out songs now as it is today. Because now it's flooded. You do a song, you got to do a video. You got to put out a video with it.
Right.
You know what I mean? So a lot of things changed.
Yeah.
Is there any artists that you guys enjoy listening to now, or you guys are just still like, I'm my old school head. Let the new school artists and hip hop artists do what they do, but
Wow, you
Well,
listen to old school
Lloyd
artists?
Banks.
What you trying to say?
Yo, one of the best freestyles.
I hear you trying to say
I'm the
something.
old school
One of the
era.
best freestyles I ever heard was that Lloyd Banks on Hot 97. And he said, "My ears ain't broke, everything gets heard." That's me. 21 Savage, Yachty. I listen to everything at least once.
Right.
But I mean, if
Open
it, you know,
mind.
if it doesn't fly, it doesn't fly.
Well, who do you listen to repetitively?
Miley Cyrus right now. That album is ridiculous. Like the new Miley Cyrus. It's like, yo, you forgot who my dad is. She got a record on there with Dolly Parton. Like it's ridiculous. Like it's ridiculous.
You know who Dolly Parton is, Justin?
Yeah, I know who Dolly Parton is. She got these.
He knows that part.
First of all,
Say is more than her boobs.
He would say that the big ass cannons, but
Yo, Kim, get it.
He would have said 9 to 5, Dolly
He knows
Parton.
none of her music,
Something
but he
like
knows
that.
her.
yes, I know working 9 to 5. I heard the song. I'm not that
You
young.
would have won if you would have said, "Oh, the chick with the big tits." You would have been just fine right
No,
there.
but I
That's all you need.
That's what he tried to
That's all
say.
you need.
she
But I
did she
shout out
sing?
the underground too.
I mean, all you had to say was "Pardon me."
But I shout out the underground too, like Esoteric. Esoteric just did a record with Deck. They got this group called Czarface. They dope. Vinny Paz, shout. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I listen to the underground stuff too. You know, some of the radio stuff makes it, some of it doesn't. It just it's a little, no disrespect, but it's a little unimpressive to us because sonically those records don't stand up to ours. Like if you listen to the Gravediggers album and then you put on Yachty, no disrespect, but sound wise, it just doesn't do this. Right? And we always just want to do, even though we rhyming, we want to do this because we knew, I mean, you know, it's like the argument we had with Melissa Morgan. You know what I'm saying? We knew we had the competition of rock and R&B and all those other places. So we wanted to be on point, period. It wasn't just being on point to another rapper. It was when the R&B people hear us, we want that to be that way. When Whitney, you know, when Clive hears it, we want it to be. So that's the difference. They got this little kind of rap click. So, you know, it's like Future sounds like this, Thugger sounds like this, and they only listening to each other. So some of those records don't have the ability. Ross's records are big, but then he's still, you know what I'm saying? If you notice, the Def Jam records are still big because it's still Def Jam. You know what I mean? But a lot of people's records are really sonically small. People wonder why they don't last. It's not, people say, oh, they mumbling rap. That's got nothing to do with it. It doesn't last because sonically, you can't take it. That's why, you know, God bless him that he's in EDM now. Them Lil Jon songs couldn't last. Because you can't listen to that Usher say yeah over and over. Because all it does is it's irritating after a while. You know what I'm saying? And we make these records, you know, I mean.
Yo, D, what it do, D? What it do, D?
Yo, Dad, you know you just dissed them, but you dissed them in a nice way.
No, I diss everybody. I diss everybody but my band.
Yo. Stet keeping it real, yo.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Stet keeping it real.
Sample him doing that, man.
Now, see, the one thing I just want to ask y'all, because I know y'all listen to a lot of new ones. So who you find that has a lot of good lyrics nowadays in the newer one?
I mean, I don't.
Nobody.
I don't count him that way. Like people think Kendrick is great. This is Daddy-O talking. He's a 5 to me. He's only a 10 because there's no 10s out there.
Exactly.
So it's great on the curve.
That's the problem.
You know what I'm saying? But I mean, 7 MCs with him in a line. It takes out every
What
Kendrick
about
record.
Dylon, Bobby? Dylon in that mix? Dylon.
I mean, I think J.
You want me to answer?
What about Cole?
I think J. Cole is emotional, and I think that's good.
Right.
I think some of Thugger's stuff works.
Right.
I think Savage got some dope. Like Savage got a record, I think number 2 on the new album. That he's talking to us. Like he's talking to old guys. Like this is why I do it. This is where my money at. This is where I want to see my mama. This is why I do it. So I think it's far and few between, but it's just a different level of competition.
Right.
So maybe it's hard for them to be incredibly lyrical because they don't have like us in the game. You know what I'm saying?
Let's talk about that. When it comes to, is there any type of mentoring involved, or has anybody said, you know what, let me go knock on Stetsasonic, let me knock on Food Corner, let me knock on Bobby's
They're
door.
not gonna reach out. We gotta reach out. I mean,
You know what? It's been mentoring done, but it's been mentoring done by the wrong people.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like we was talking about earlier, hip hop back in the days and what it is today, and you went from hip hop to MCs, and the crowd knew who the sucker MCs were, but today the sucker MCs are the ones who's putting out rap music. You know what I'm saying? Ain't saying that they fell off course, it's just that they got a bigger support financially.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? To a degree where, hey, the wackest joint you could put out, I could make a song called Suck My Toes, and it could be the #1 song to a degree.
Cardi
Even,
B.
you know,
with Cardi B.
but then again, the perception,
Same way I feel about that
the
song.
perception is
Cardi
that
out.
everybody would take it a different way
Leave Cardi out of the
instead of the
argument.
way it came
What
out.
is my people? She not.
No, it's so funny, right? So the other day I put out this little video on Instagram and asked when we do, because I do have a plan to do self-destruction too, right? So when we do self-destruction too, who should be on it?
Right.
And 9 people out of every 10, they would say Thought, they would say Kendrick, they would say Talib Kweli. They all added Cardi.
Cardi B.
I'm talking about people who mention pure. They would say Most Def and still add Cardi B.
Well, I think it's something.
Speaking, man.
Good.
That seemed to be bothering you.
I've been told that I'm not allowed to say certain things about
didn't hear that from me.
certain people on this
You
station
just said don't talk about Trump.
we supposed to try to we want people to come up here, and I feel a certain way
You're
about
having a conversation
her,
with Stet, so
her music. It's like to me.
don't hold back,
You can
bro.
do it under. He's telling you that you have a
Don't hold
Stetsasonic
back.
license to say.
I would never bring her on no type of self-destruction type. I would just be a waste of time and effort to put her on it, because lyrically there's nothing there.
Okay,
in my
here's the
personal
argument.
opinion.
Here's the argument.
My personal opinion,
Here's the
lyrically she's
argument.
horrible.
Here's the argument. No disrespect. Is Miss Melody a better rapper than Cardi B?
Nah.
She was on self-destruction.
Yeah.
MC Light, I would say, is better.
MC
I'm not
Light?
talking about like. I just asked you about Melody.
Good.
I mean, but back then.
The concept for us was to find, yes, we, shout out to Stetsasonic. We own more real estate on self-destruction than anybody, right? All 4 of us are on there. So, but the issue there was to get the people who were in the public eye to say something. You never had heard Heavy say anything political, nor had you heard Mo D say anything political, besides for that Eva destruction type, you know what I'm saying, on Sugar Hill. You never had heard D Nice say anything political, right? Tone Loc is on the stairs next to me in the video. So the concept was to just get the guys that was at the top of the heap.
Yeah.
You knew Stetsasonic because of our affiliations with the Nations of Gods and Earth and some of the stuff. You knew we were going to be positive, but you didn't know. You knew Public Enemy was going to go, but you never heard Dougie do,
So, all right, so with that being said, then you're going to have like a Drake?
I don't like Drake. So
Why?
Drake is going to be a hard.
He's got to get it.
Hold on. I do Cardi before I do
You put
Drake.
Cardi B on, you have to have Drake on.
Apex Ready, you might be hiring Canada.
100%.
You know what?
If you put
No,
Cardi B
I
on,
disagree.
you gotta have Drake on.
You might be right.
I know I'm right. Not might
But
be,
it's
I'm
gonna
right.
have to be like 5 more people to come.
Oh man, come
Why you
on.
disagree? Why you disagree?
I disagree with why Cardi shouldn't be on it. Yes,
She
her
want to be
person.
on it. Sapphire.
No, I don't want to be on it. I do my own messages in music. I'm not a rapper. I know my place. I can rap on my own joints. Don't get it wrong. I can spit some stuff. But
I'm trying to throw you a
But
ball
I
on
know.
20%.
But I know my place.
But I hit you with a
That sounds like
I
a
know.
battle.
That's the
I know,
difference.
right?
No, that's the difference. Some people always ready to jump because it's going to get me there, but they don't know their place.
Right.
I know what I'm great at. I can rap on my stuff,
Right.
but I'm a singer. So
Rodeo
I'm gonna stay-
raps, too.
I'm gonna stay in my lane, but I'm gonna
Yes,
tell
he
you why
rhymes.
I feel like Cardi B will work. Despite how people feel and they think this song is just old because the people don't know what they're doing these days. It's just #1. If you actually ever listen to her just have a conversation about things, she's quite on her game. She listen.
See?
She's
Wait,
on
I never
her-
said she wasn't. I never said that
But
part.
listen,
I didn't say she
but
wasn't.
Everybody
I
got
just
quiet.
said her flow was horrible.
She's on her game. She knows exactly what she's doing, and she doesn't need a big team to do it. The problem is that we see her, I'm gonna be, and everybody like, oh, she crazy, she's dope. But let her really start talking about what's going on here. She stays in the hood. She's from the hood. She's not leaving the hood.
Yeah.
She could talk about that stuff. She hits politics. I could see her doing it. The problem is we feel like she doesn't deserve it because she's not the ideal artist that we think an artist should be, especially to hit #1 and take that status.
Right.
So for her to be on something like this would actually, I wouldn't even say be an improvement for her, but would take her to a different level where people can start to respect her as an artist. And I think everybody needs that chance.
We're here with Stetsasonic. They got a big show tonight, what they call the final show tonight at the Blue Notes. Tickets still available?
Yeah, man. Yeah. Everybody definitely come down, man.
Slightly available.
Yeah, it's gonna be a special night tonight.
Yeah, it was.
You got a lot of special guests coming through.
Well, the special guests. Yeah, that's it. Right. We gonna do what we do.
Right.
So, but last night we had some fun, man. Every time we perform, we have fun anyway, man, because that's what we like to do. So that's what we expect people to come out and just enjoy it. We had some people come out from Australia. Actually flew out.
Oh yeah.
From Australia to come here to see our show. Last night. And we was
actually bring a copy of the original
cover
album, single cover, so that they can get signed, and that's a blessing, to still be respected like that.
I've had that conversation with Do It All from Laws where, like, when he goes to France and different places, it's like, people respect the art form. They want to ask questions. They want to be engaged. And it seems that he said when he's here, you don't get that same flow.
But you know what? My thing is that even when we began this journey with Stetsasonic, traveling amongst different countries and dealing with other nationalities to a degree where we represent hip hop, and even if they didn't even speak our language,
right?
Going to Japan, and stuff like that, and different nationalities, Australia, and even in different nationality native tongues. They know the words to Stetsasonic songs.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But then again, not only that, but we got to understand our history through our ancient ancestors already sprung foundations out there of our images. They respect our image. So when we come from out here, it's kind of interesting when we don't even know the history of what our ancestors did there to the places that we visited.
Yes, sir.
You know what I mean? But then again, when it comes to that experience, it's like I respect those who give respect.
They
you know what I mean?
Last night.
And regardless, and then again with Stet the Hip Hop Band, we never had beef with no artists in the industry.
Right. Only Daddy-O be having beef.
We know why.
Well, yeah, Daddy-O is
so
the
you watch
exception.
next to him for the last 10, 15 minutes, I can tell you
fight
why.
Everybody. Scorpio tried to fight me at the Art of Rap tour in Atlanta.
What happened?
Goons behind him taking off their glasses. He didn't even see it.
He ain't know Brooklyn was in the house.
Yeah.
That's what happened.
No, because I screamed on Mel, and then a little thing, and then it went viral. Doggy Diamonds picked it up, Ambrosia for Heads picked it up, and then Scorp was like, "Yo, he's talking about Mel." I said, "I'm talking to him." He said, "But I'm talking to you." Stop talking to him. He said, "But I'm talking to you."
Was it about the white women Mel had?
No, Mel said, Mel said,
wait a minute, he like white women.
Mel said,
Yes! It's unedited right here. This is what we do. Got him. Got him.
Easy. No, it was about, he said that Flash was the Milli Vanilli of hip hop.
Wow.
And it was all kind of based on this, what I call Sylvia Robbism, because Sylvia, who's Ray Goodman and Brown? It's the moment, but she took the name.
I don't know.
And then if you've seen the Netflix joint, the Sugar Hill joint, I Want My Name Back, and they wanted to own Grandmaster Flash and the Furious Five.
Yeah.
And Flash won't give it to them, so they get out there and start screaming on Flash, and I'm like, you can't call Flash Milli Vanilli like he was phony because he wasn't on Birthday Party Rap, because they didn't even like turntables in the studio. We done blew crazy speakers. Remember, a turntable is an amplified mic that's ceramic. And they used to hate us. So Flash in the beginning couldn't even go in and scratch half the stuff because the engineers didn't want it to happen. But they was just doing it because they wanted that. So I scream on everybody, man. I mean, if they not gonna, look, man, we started with nothing, most of us, and it doesn't make sense to like, to throw dirt on that. It doesn't make sense to throw dirt on that stuff. You can't throw dirt on Theodore. You can't throw dirt on Mastodon. You can't do that. Nobody can do that. Yes, I don't care if you Mel or not. Mel's the greatest MC in the world to me. Like, I don't think nobody's better than Melly Mel. But I still scream on him. I don't care. You know what I'm saying? But you can't do that. Like, it's not fair because, you know, if you ever looked at hip-hop from the beginning and the way we came up and the way these guys was doing these routines and then, you know, other guys coming in, and then here come Brooklyn, and then here come these little guys, you know, from Brookline and Brownsville, and they got their little thing, and they do this Jesse Stet record, and Brooklyn goes crazy and robs everybody at the Garden. But anyway, you know what I'm saying? All
still
of that,
doing that.
You know what I'm saying? All of that is like Sunstar was saying, it's history.
Right.
And it's not fair. So anytime I see somebody try to desecrate our history, I don't care if it's one of us. I'm gonna say something.
But here's a question I want to ask you. You was about to say something. You was gonna say, you know, why you think a group like us never had no beef with no artists in the industry, and you was getting ready to say, I know the reason why.
I mean, I just look at all of us. As you said, you rolled as a band, where it wasn't just, you know, I got a bunch of goons with me and I got security. That's what they have now.
We were the goons and security.
Exactly. You was the goons and the security. And y'all put that down out the gate. Like, listen, you mess with us, you got to deal with all of us. And that's different. When you had these beat streets back in the day, when everybody rolled together, it wasn't just like, all right, you had the dudes. And I grew up on Gun Hill. So you had Gun Hill, they had their whole team. Then you had over there White Plains, they had their whole team. Then you had over Co-op, Eden Wall, all these different neighborhoods. You knew if you walked into somewhere and you wasn't properly represented, you was gonna get the beats.
Big shout to Bronxwood.
Quick, fast, and in a heartbeat, you know? So when you can see guys like how you guys said, and the thing I caught, the most important thing, like Fu said, y'all rolled as a band. It wasn't a group, it wasn't a team, it was a band. Everybody had an equal part and an equal sound. And I even sat at home yesterday. I went on Tidal. I'm not gonna lie. I sat there and I rolled up my Tidal. I said, I'm gonna sit here for 45 minutes. I'm gonna get myself prepared for this because, you know, I'm sitting next to this great legend right now. So I have to prepare myself. And I sat there and I pulled up Stetsasonic, hit the button. All the songs came up with just that play.
It's just like what I had to do with you when you get too many drinks. I got to drag you out the bar to continue with.
Listen, but I'm the one that's always driving home, so I don't understand how that works out. You dragging me out.
You listen to all the songs?
I listened to about 20 songs.
You know he was sick. He was homesick.
I was homesick. I had nothing to do.
The streets on Friday.
And it was like
attacking waitresses.
When they said call me Stet, if you can't say Stetsasonic, call it Stet. Just call it Stet. I was like, wow. I'm listening to the scratch and I'm listening to the beats.
Even Rodeo can say Stet.
That's what I was proud of. I hope so.
I can say it. Can y'all spell it?
Told us how they got the name.
But to sit there and listen to how y'all came up with everything, it was like, wow. All right. Now I see how they roll.
Now you see what you just did? You can also teach the younger generation about our music.
Message!
Because you're part of that, man.
Here's what I always say about that. And I have a nephew who's 20, and I make him listen to a lot of old school stuff. And he'll text me when something new comes like, oh, Uncle Just, listen to this. I'm like, good. Now you go back and listen to this.
Right.
And he'll sit there. Like one time he had a party at his house. I put YouTube on, and I made them listen to all these old school songs they never heard of before. And they're looking at me like, where did all these beats come from? And now they're hearing all the same beats that they're listening to now.
Right.
Where they came from.
And then they went and put back on Cardi B.
Exactly.
Listen, we got to get you guys out of
here. And I failed.
We got a few minutes left. Hey. We want to thank you guys. Bobby, you always here. Food, appreciate you, Daddy.
We want to thank the station. We want to thank everybody here for showing us love, you know what I'm saying, and still representing hip-hop. Even as DJs, we got a responsibility to keep this old school. Basically, you know, it's like hip-hop is it's revolving right now, so it's coming back to the beginning, you know, because it's like our history. We have no beginning, no end, but it's just that we need to control what we do because everybody else is profiting off our energy, and yet we the ones who's struggling at the end.
Right. Go see Stetsasonic. It might be their last performance. You better get out there tonight. Blue Note Jazz Club.
Cafe.
131 West 3rd Street. Yes. New York in the Greenwich Village.
Yep.
Be there.
Across the street from McDonald's.
We going about, the doors open about 12:30. I mean, it's probably best to get there around 12 o'clock. I'm seeing a lot of people come in like 11:30 because, you know, it's tables.
Yeah.
So, you know, cats, you know, especially them drinkers, you know, guys like this. They be getting their tables mad
10:30.
Wow, I ain't no drinker like that.
Blue Note Nightclub. Again, thank you, fellas, for coming.
Peace.
I get it in the morning. Every Saturday I be up, no yawning. 950 lounge on Square.